The Safe Love Podcast is a powerful podcast with honest conversations about healthy and unhealthy relationships. We break down red flags, emotional abuse, domestic violence, trauma, boundaries, and healing. This channel is about awareness, clarity, and empowerment. Follow me for more talk weekly. Conversation Love Podcast. The Safe Love Podcast.
Amen. Say amen. Here we are at the Safe Love Podcast, where we have host of conversations about healing relationships and becoming the healthiest version of ourselves. If you're new here, welcome. I am the host, Phenomenal Mindy. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Every week we talk about what safe love really looks like, not just in relationships, but within ourselves. Today's conversation is one that might change the way you see your entire dating life. What if the reason peace feels uncomfortable isn't because something is wrong with the peace, but because chaos is what's in the nervous system? Learn to call strictly home. So what we're going to do, we're going to begin the conversation and go ahead and let's get started. So with that being said, the title of this podcast, The Addiction to Chaos, Why Peace Feels So Uncomfortable for You. Can anybody in the chat on either platform tell me why? Why, oh why? Why does peace feel so uncomfortable? As I begin to talk here on TikTok, I was beginning to say some things of why. But before I begin to dig deep, have you ever noticed that some people lose interest the moment someone treats them well? I'm reminded and can recall a lot of different times on why. But I want to hear your why. Tell me your why in the comments section. Why people lose interest in the moment someone treats them well. Well, they'll say things like, ew, they too nice. They too nice. I can't mess with them because they too nice. There's no spark in between us. They're boring. And some of them even call them lame. Y'all know I ain't lying. Some of them call them lame now. They're boring. But the person that's exciting, guess what? They're inconsistent. Why is that? Why do we all jump there? Jay says he's been there. Man, look, we all been there. That's how I'm able to talk about it. That's how I'm able to talk about it. BBW said we are creatures of habitat. People don't know what true peace is. Come on now. You waking it up. You waking it up. You waking it up. You waking it up. They disappear. When it's uncomfortable, they're going to disappear on you. They're going to vanish because you too perfect to them in their eyesight. Instead of looking at the person and not saying they are too perfect, they perfect for you. And it's okay. You can accept that they perfect for you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They send you mixed signals all over the world. And you trying to figure out, what's the matter? They create anxiety for no particular reason now. Why is we creating anxiety? But we love them. We love them kind. And when I say we, I'm talking about the ones that is meant for, but I'm standing with you in the gap. I'm standing with you now. They leave you wondering where you stand. That's not no type of chemistry. That's emotional uncertainty. Sometimes we're not attracted to healthy love. We're attracted to what feels familiar. Y'all, why are we attracted to what feels familiar? Why? Why? You know it ain't no good for you. Thank you, Karma, for sharing the lie. You know it ain't no good for you, but that's just what we like. That's emotionally uncertain. You uncertain. Sometimes some people can be so emotionally unavailable. She says, Karma said, feel safe, although we know it's not. So is it safe to say we tricking ourselves, Karma? Is it safe to say that? Is it safe to say that? And if that's what you're going to do, like my good friend BBW would say, you can't complain about it. If that's what you choose to do, so you have to accept it for what it is and move on. Shout out to Kyra Cat. Shout out to her. Today's her birthday. We're going to go ahead and shout her out. Woo, woo, woo. Happy birthday. Now, the next thing is your nervous system remembers. Your nervous system remembers. Many of us grew up in homes where love wasn't peaceful. And I said this before I started the TikTok. Love, it ain't peaceful. You don't know how to feel. You don't know what a hug feel like. It's awkward. Don't touch me. Don't give me no hug. Why? Because I just don't want to. Why? Why is that? Jay said, well, Karma, let me say this. Let me say this. To Kyra Cat 64, Karma did say happy birthday to you. Jay said, I was told I was too lenient. Jay, Jay Reed, what do you mean by too lenient? What do you mean by that? Because I'm thinking there's a disconnect with inside of whatever that person that told you that. I'm feeling there's a disconnect in that. Because why would they tell you too lenient on you? So it must have felt some type of way. BBW said, "Gots to be more mighty. Maybe love come with yelling." Have you ever seen our parents? All they did was yell. Get me the room. Bring me that water out the freezer. Out the freezer. Bring it to me. Or maybe it came with criticism. Jay says, I didn't boss them, I guess. Wow. So Jay, you saying that the person was asking you to be bossy towards them, and it's a woman that's supposed to be tapping into her feminine energy and asking a masculine man to boss her around. Did she not have a job? Or there's a boss? Or was she a CEO of her own job? Like, I'm not understanding that. That's weird. Maybe affection had to be earned. Had you ever had to earn somebody affection? Jay says yes. That's weird, Jay. It's weird. I hope that you didn't take those things that were said into consideration and treat them as such and take it on into the next relationship that you may have and project that off on the next mate. Oh, okay. Jay says, I know. BBW said, "Gots to be more mighty. Gots to be more mighty." Maybe, just maybe, you never knew what version of someone you would get. Maybe that's what it is. What do you think? BBW, let's see what she says. It is unfamiliar to most, so people can't adjust as well. Most are afraid of changes. I can definitely agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. Nobody don't wants to change because I'm comfortable in my mess. That's how some people look at it. I'm comfortable in my mess. Don't you dare ask me to change nothing because I ain't doing it. Your body learned that unpredictable equal a connection. I say this and I say this to women. If it's confusion, then that ain't it, baby. If it's confusion, that ain't it, baby. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. BBW says love, it should come naturally. I'm thinking, and I want to say this of the environment. I'm gonna have to say It should come naturally, but it don't come naturally because some people are accustomed to feeling the way they feel, or some people never had it at all, so they don't know what it looks like. So then it doesn't matter to them. I had this conversation with a group of ladies last week with this current week, and we was talking about people don't like to give hugs, and I said I was one of those people. I didn't have a parent that hugged us. The parent didn't hug us. My mama didn't even tell me she loved me. She didn't utter those words. And by the time she did have some knowledge of that, of how we needed the affection, she still didn't give a damn. She didn't give a damn. And it's safe for me to say that I charge it to she ain't never had it. It's still no excuse. It's still no excuse. However, I just said she ain't never had it, so she can't give me what she ain't got. And that's okay. But what are we gonna do about that now? So I mean, if this is what you choose, then hey, I'm okay with you choosing that for yourself. But that's not what I want. I want to love my kids. I want to hug my kids. And I do that. And I tell them that I love them every single day. I don't even know how many times. And my oldest, it may be irritating to him, but I don't care. Because guess what? When he look back over his life, and I'm gone on to glory, he going to understand the things that I instilled in him. And hopefully he understands to a point that he get a woman and he know how to love her. You know? And I can say that from afar as an ancestor, job well done. So when someone comes into your life bringing consistency, your nervous system, it ain't gonna recognize. You're gonna reject it every time. You're gonna reject it every single time. You're gonna reject it. It's awkward. It feels different. And I even hear people say it's mushy. Some of y'all need to be smashed. Just saying. Some of y'all need to be smashed in a mushy way. Because why? Why love feel different? And I say this. We'll open our legs, but is it for love? What is it for? You'll dangle the bat, but is it for love? Like, come on. Instead of feeling safe, it feels unfamiliar. The problem isn't peace. That's not the problem. Peace don't produce adrenaline. A lot of people be looking for, I need that adrenaline rush when I'm with you. That makes my heart skip a beat. So you say, but when that heart ain't got what it needs to function and it's love, then guess what? You're no longer with us. So long as you still have that box still beating and that clock still ticking, love. I want you to challenge yourself this week. Challenge yourself. And I know for some people, there's introverts, they're going to say this is very difficult. I want you to hug somebody. Hug somebody. And I'm not talking about hug a man because the man trying to feel my body and see how I feel. They do that now. They do that. Hug somebody that you love. Somebody that you keep telling or that you told them or present some type of love to them or whatever your love language is. Hug them. Because I can guarantee you, everybody ain't out there hugging. We ain't. BBW says we have to break the cycle. Because we caught up in the matrix. Thank you for the follow, Sissy Boo. Caught up. Healing and learning to love yourself. Yes, it starts with yourself. And I remember I used to see on Martin, and I can remember on the episode, Martin used to hug himself. You know what I'm saying? And people used to be like, what Martin doing? And then, you hug yourself, you see the little hands on the little thigh. I'm like, what? Trying to tell you now. Chaos keep your body in alert mode. Have you ever been with someone and it's so peaceful, you can just relax and let your hair down and not have a motive, not have an objective, not have an agenda? You say, hey, what they giving me, I'm loving. Thank you for locking up pocket. You say, what you giving, what you putting down, I'm picking up. But a lot of people are asking for something different and asking for a change and not ready to be loved properly. You don't have the necessary tools. Why? Because you haven't worked on yourself. And it's very important. If you ask in the universe for something, you got to do your part too. It's not just going to magically appear because you pray. It's not going to appear because you ask in command. It's not. So I'm going to need for you to work a little bit harder on yourself to accept love. Don't think that you're so precious and valuable that you're not worthy of whatever they're giving you far as love. And I'm not talking about in a negative way. I'm talking about in a positive way. You'll know. You'll feel it. Now, I know there's butterflies, but I'm not talking about the butterflies that give you gas. Now, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that now. Some of us get it mixed up and construed it. I got butterflies and baby, you got gas. No. But love should never require you to constantly recover from it. If someone keeps bringing your heart and calling you, if someone keeps breaking your heart and calling it love, that's not love. It's instability. They unstable, baby. Don't overlook that. I was looking at, I'm assuming it was a podcast, but it was a clip earlier. And the person, let me just say that the person was on drugs. And they was videoing it. I'm trying to understand why the person was living in an abandoned house. And they was on crack. And they began, after the video, smoked it in front. So the person that was doing the podcast or whatever, the interview or whatever, kept asking them, when did you become a prostitute? What made you become a prostitute that got you on drugs? So she began to go on, down this rabbit hole and tell why. But the biggest thing that stuck out to me the most, she said, if I could be loved for 15 minutes, that's all I needed. And then once I get my 15 minutes, I can always go back and do it again. Some of y'all missed it. So I'm saying all of that to say, somebody keeps breaking your heart repeatedly. They don't love your ass. They don't love you. You in love with the potential of them, though. You in love with that or what you think they could be if you just hang in a little while longer. You'll lose yourself in the process. I've been there, I've done that. We ain't going backwards, we're moving forward. No. You're going this way, not that way. Go this way, move this way. Don't look back there. You ain't going back there. You ain't got no eyes back there. No eyes. Signs you might be addicted to chaos. Let me just tell you this. Signs you might be addicted to chaos. Some of y'all might be mad. Ask yourself honestly. I want you to ask yourself these questions as I give them to you. Do you chase people who barely choose you? You call, they answer, they say they'll call you back and don't call you back for 2-3 weeks. Here your ass is. Then I already called them again. Real man and a woman know how to communicate and do it effectively. If they like you enough, they'll get your attention. And And I said this before in the podcast when I first started podcast. You ain't got to tell a flower that they are a flower. They just simply are. You ain't got to tell a bee about honey. The queen already know. That flower didn't need you to say, hey, you are a flower today. That flower didn't need that. It already knew that it was a flower. Just as beautiful as you are, you already know you're beautiful. You don't need that validation. Why? Is it going to change the trajectory? Is it going to change it? No, it's not going to change it at all. So you're beautiful the way you are. You are who you are for a reason. Nobody can't be you. Nobody would never have the same fingerprints as you. Ever in life. Ever in life. Nobody. So you are who you are for a reason, and that you are. Simply be. Simply be. So don't be chasing people who barely choose you. No, no, no. Don't be thirsty. If you're thirsty, drink a little water, quench your thirst a little bit, move on. Do you lose interest when someone communicates constantly? Because I had somebody tell me, if they constantly keep communicating me, texting me, I just run. Maybe there's somebody who know how to communicate and could know how to communicate effectively. We got to stop being so silly. Some people say, oh, well, if you say this to me, I'm out of there. Really? If you say grand rising, I'm out of there. Why? Does grand rising affect you? Does grand rising hurt you? Or you feel like everybody that say grand rising is full of boo-boo? So now you done told 1 trillion cells in your head that everybody that say grand rising. So therefore, as they come along, then guess what? They can grand rising on bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mm-mm. Do you constantly feel like you have to earn someone's love? Do you? These signs, you might be addicted to chaos. These are signs you might be addicted to chaos. Do you confuse anxiety with butterflies? Didn't I just look? I just said that. Do you constantly feel like you have to earn someone's love? If you answer yes, you're not broken. I'm here to tell you, you're not broken at all. Mm-mm. You may simply be repeating what your nervous system learned years ago. You're a changed person now. Walk in it. Walk in it. Walk in the light. Beautiful light. Own it. Start beginning to work on certain things. Work on it. Work on it. Don't give up. Work on it. I'm going to tell you something. The cost of living in chaos steals more than just a relationship. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It steals your peace. It steals your sleep, your confidence, your self-worth. You begin to question yourself instead of questioning what's unhealthy for you. They displaying unhealthy behavior system, bro. You stop trusting your intuition because dysfunction has become your normal. And eventually, you ain't even gonna know what healthy looks like. You ain't even gonna know that. Healing begins here and now. Speak to it with authority and power. You deserve everything that is aligned within the universe for you. You deserve it. You're already aware. You in healing state. Stop asking them over and over. Stop asking them. Why you got to keep asking? Real love, you ain't going to have to ask. It's going to show up. It's going to have evidence with substance. Ask yourself, why do I keep choosing the wrong people? Jay, can you take care of I get you? I'm just saying. Start asking this. Why does this feel familiar? I remember going through what I went through. It took me late in my late 30s for my antennas to be antennering and start paying attention how my life was affected. Again, as I said earlier on, my mama didn't hug me. My mama didn't tell me she loved me every day. She didn't tell me that. She didn't have it to give. But I'm in this stage now that I can see it and I can say she didn't have it, and that she didn't have, she can't give. So you ask, where does it leave me? In a place of healing, learning to accept love, knowing what it looks like, showing up for myself and my children, not overlooking things that's there. Okay, you know, I'm feeling this energy from the screen. Healing requires your ass to slow down. Slow it down. Slow it all the way down. Why are you going so fast? Why are you rushing it? And I'm a guilty one of that. Back then, in our parents' days and time, look, when they got the woman pregnant, you had to automatically marry her. You had to automatically marry her. You didn't have time to get to know her. You got a kid, so you married. And with yourself, you are today, think in your mind, with all of that going on, either he was forced to marry or she was forced to marry, however they got married. Think of the trauma that was told in the womb when she was pregnant with the baby. Think of the trauma. Two trauma parents connecting and trauma bonding and producing a kid. Think about that. What does it look like for the kid? Can we correct it? Yes, we can correct that. But if you don't know, how are you going to be able to correct that? Healthy love doesn't keep you exhausted. No. So here's how the solution. Here's how to retrain your heart. I'm going to help you out. I did the research for you. I'm going to help you out. Spend time with people who bring you peace instead of pressure. Spend time with people. Sit with people. And I say this over and over again. Some people feel some type of way. But in the spirit, there's no such thing as introvert. You put on this planet, Earth, to be around people. When you came out that womb and you saw that light, who did you see? Sometimes we like to have pity parties to ourselves, and we use the word introvert fluently as an excuse. You got all these people over here hugging you, loving you, showing up for you, caring for you, checking in on you, and you sing your ass over there still talking about, I'm an introvert. I don't want to talk about that. I'm an introvert. Really? They showing up for you. Know what it feels like to be loved. Know it. Pay attention to how your body feels around someone who's giving you love. I went to the spiritual retreat and was around a lot of women. I'm not telling y'all something that I just sit up here and conjure up. I'm telling y'all about shit that I went through as a Black woman. I was around these women. Excuse me. I was around these women. And the room was filled with women. The spirit was spiriting. Everybody start hugging each other. Now, I'm not talking about, you know how like at the end of the service of benediction, they tell you to hug somebody and this, that. No, I'm not talking about like that. It was embracing. It was fulfilling. These women were hugging. Hugging. And I liked it so much, y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I was saying, what is it for the men? Because this is what a community looks like when a sis show up for you. When a sis show up for you. As we begin to sit down, we begin to take turns to wash each other's feet. Feet, foot, whichever you prefer. We begin to wash. When I tell y'all, the spirit was so heavy. It wasn't a dry eye in there. All under the leadership of Mama Sadia. Y'all, I'm telling you, get around some people that love you. I'm not talking about people that look at your Facebook and they don't send a heart on you. Now, some of them just nosy and want to see what you got going on. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that knock on your door and say, hey, sis, hey, bro, how you feeling today? I ain't heard from you. I ain't seen you. I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them. The ones that show up on your job when they ain't seen you all week and they can feel you in a funk. Them the people that love you. The ones that do stuff and don't even have a hidden motive and a hidden agenda. Them the people that love you. Sometimes you may not even get a chance to see your pastor or be close. Now, talk to the sis that's on the bench with you. The ones that got to keep telling you, pastor said we got to say this word, hunt somebody, touch somebody, move somebody, build somebody. Hug them. Get out of your mind and projecting things that ain't even there. You broken, sis. You broken, bro. You can't even get the fulfillment of what you need because you sitting there projecting, just projecting. Oh, pastor looking at me. He finna call me. Oh, she over there looking. She looking back. She finna say something to me. Oh, she better not say nothing to me. We ain't talking about them. You focus on the wrong thing, baby. Get it together. Love, you ain't got the question. I'm talking about these people show up for you. You start a business. What you need me to do, sis? What you doing? Stop hiding behind the bushes. Stop that. You hiding behind there, scrolling on Facebook, talking about, I see this, I see what they got going on. But these folks done fed you this week, done help you with a bill, done came through for you, done pick your kid up at daycare. Here you is behind the screen, projecting. Negative energy. No. Mm-mm. 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 We got to stop that. We got to stop that. Especially in our Black community. We get that from our parents. And I'm saying we as a whole because I'm standing with you. I'm standing in the gap with you, holding your hand. We got to stop doing that. Spend time with people who bring you peace and who ain't pressuring you. Sis, you can do this job that you say you want to do. Bro, you can open up this lawn service you say you want to do. What's your idea? What color your lawnmower you want it to be? You know, them are the people that's showing up for you. Love them. Don't take the time to use as an introvert now. Can you be yourself? Do you feel safe enough to disagree? Do you feel respected? The healthiest relationship you will ever experience may not even give you butterflies. It may just only give you peace. And peace is something many of us need that we never learned how to get. I'm telling y'all, and I can't stress this enough. Love on who loves on you. Sometimes you will get things and you get the discernment and you can see things. And sometimes, sis, all this need was a hug for that day. And she gonna say the same thing about you. Oh, she was paying attention to me. Yeah, sis, I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. You know, we got to keep showing up for the community, and the community going to show up for you. If you have not been a village or not a part of a village, start being a village. I hear a lot of people say they're going to do this. They know they got to do this and do this. And 30 years later, we still saying we got to do this. We got to do this. I know I'm going to do this. 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 Baby, you saying it, your body moving, but your feet ain't moving. I need you to be moving expeditiously. I need you to be tapping into yourself. I need you to be looking into the mirror and tell yourself you are amazing. I want you to look into the mirror and tell yourself, I got a destiny to fulfill. Look into the mirror and tell yourself, I'm more than enough. Look into the mirror and breathe. Breathe. No projecting, no projecting, no projecting, no backpedaling. Love on who love on you. Your people will find you. If you don't have anybody, your people will find you. Continue to be the light that's shining bright within the inside. Continue to do that. Continue to show up. Believing like it's going to come, like you believe in Jesus going to come. Keep showing up. Remember this. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to the version of yourself that no longer believes chaos is love. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. I think I need to say that. Because I feel like some people raising their hand and saying they can cure me. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to the version of yourself that no longer believes chaos is love. If you can't talk, and I feel the need to say this, if you can't talk to your partner without being irate and screaming, something wrong, baby. Something wrong, something wrong, something wrong. I don't care how mad you is. You can be mad and you can be angry without saying all the negativity words. But see, the negative words was in you, so what's in you gonna come out. So now you need to purge that. My mama talk crazy all the time, so this how I talk crazy. When we gonna stop that, sis? That's an excuse. And we all know excuses are tools of incompetence used to be among the midst of nothingness, and people who like to use them are failures. Consistency, honesty, emotional safety. You deserve all of that. Know it, own it. And again, whatever you say to this noggin up here, trillion cells up in here, is what you're going to believe. So I need you to be speaking to yourself in a positive light. I need you to be saying positive things to yourself. I need you to cut social media off. I need you to ask yourself, what is my destiny? What is the calling for my life? I need you to ask that. How do I fix this? How do I fix that? Stop using introvert as an excuse, as a coping mechanism. You just want to sit on the shelf with that. No. It's time out. It's time out. It's time out. You deserve relationships where your nervous system can finally rest. If you're going to sleep at night and you constantly waking up, there's a message. If you're going to sleep at night and you know you done got every bit of 89 hours of sleep, but you wake up and you still talking about, why is that? Why is that? While you were asleep, them trillion cells that were working overtime. They were working. So you need, at this point in time, in this day and time, in this era that we're living in, we got to get it together. If you can think long term, our ancestors now were born in the 80s. The people that taught us, because I always say, baby, anything that's in the 90s, boy, we got some trouble. So if you think about the ancestors that paved the way for us and that show up for us, and some of us still caught on to some of those teachings, and some of us still caught on to those things that they put in front of us that was education, that was culture. Now, if y'all can think about that, what do you think the children that were born in 2000 gonna have to look back on? Because remember now, the ones that taught us, they gone. In the 70s, there were a village. The 80s, there were a village. By the time we got to the early 90s, the village done died out. And it only died out because somebody put the fire out. So don't let nobody put the fire out in you. You continue to be that fire, and you be fire like a mighty rushing wind. I ain't playing with you. You be fire like a mighty rushing wind. So what they looking at you? I ain't got nowhere to put you. Nowhere. You deserve relationships where your nervous system can finally rest, and that starts with believing peace isn't boring, it's freedom. If you don't have peace in your home, it's a problem. It's a problem. Something ain't right. I mean, you need to be getting to the four corners of that house, running like a mighty rushing wind. I mean, you need to get there, and you need to get there quick, expeditiously. Get to the four corners. And if you know what I'm saying. Get to the four corners. Because whatever you doing, it got to get up out of here. Raise them windows up. It's the summertime now. Raise it up. Let some of that air come in. Whatever's in here, by the time I opened this window and got to them four corners, out of here. Raise that window up while you at them four corners. Open them doors. Some people don't even do that. If I do that, it's going to be hot in here. Do it before the sunrise. Do it before then. Do it before the sunrise. Okay? Open the window up, sis. Get up out that bed. You've been laying in it too long. I understand you need some rest, but your house needs protection too. So which one is more important? Which one is more valuable? Which one? Y'all, we got to get it together. Again, what do you think the generation that behind us, 2000s, and it be so weird to hear and say, 2020, what? What do you think they gonna have? Because some of them even laugh now when we even say something about slavery, about our ancestors, because they don't even know what that is. Like, come on. You be the village. Stop saying, ain't nobody done did this yet. Ain't nobody ain't did that yet. You spoke it, you were called to do it. You spoke it, you was called to do it. Let me say this one more time for the people that the energy of people reading the screen, we're previewing the screen, ain't tapped into the live. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Get it together. Show up. Stop saying, oh, it ain't this happening in our neighborhood no more. Ain't that happening in our neighborhood? Why you can't be great? If you said it, it was called for you to do. It was called for you to do. Don't say, ooh, I'll leave that for somebody else. No. It was your spirit telling you. If today's episode spoke to your heart,
The Safe Love Podcast is a powerful podcast.
Am I choosing people who bring me peace?
With honest conversations about healthy
emotionally
and unhealthy
actual
relationships. We break down red flags.
Share this episode with someone who needs a reminder that love should never feel like
trauma, boundaries, and healing. This channel is about awareness,
spending this time on the Safe Love Podcast. Until next time, take care, honor your gift, and remember, healthy love will help you. Won't make you question the word. It will remind you to take care of yourself. Take care. Show up for you. Be authentically you. In every kind of way. Be authentically you. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So my purpose is continue to show up, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So take care of yourself, and I will definitely see you on the next episode. Thank you.
The Safe Love Podcast is a powerful podcast with honest conversations about healthy and unhealthy relationships. We break down red flags, emotional abuse, domestic violence, trauma, boundaries, and healing. This channel is about awareness, clarity, and empowerment. Follow me for more talk weekly. Conversation Love Podcast. The Safe Love Podcast.